Today we're at Nakano Broadway just for a quick look around. There's loads of really interesting shops here that sell anime figures, games, all sorts of collectibles, retro toys, Godzilla figures, all sorts of things, and there's also some really good food options here. This place also has more of a feel of slightly less urban, more suburban life in Tokyo. It's a bit less shiny and big than inner city Tokyo, so it's good to see a different side of the city. It's also only 3 minutes from Shinjuku on the train on the Churo line. I always think it's further away because it's outside the Yamanote line, but it's really not far at all. When you come out the station, go to the north exit. First you go through the Sun Mall and then you get to Nakano Broadway itself. There are so many good food options in the Sun Mall. There's some taiyaki across there. Gindako is a takoyaki stand. You see that around in a lot of places. Coming off the Sun Mall, there's also all these side streets with little alleyways, and there are lots of places to eat in there too. Oh, there's onigiri, gachapon, there's sushi. Oh, this is a standing sushi bar, and actually they have avocado nigiri there. Good to know. Here's some ramen. There's everyday shops like opticians, Uniqlo. There's a soba restaurant where you order on a vending machine. More ramen. There it is, Cozy Corner, my favourite cake shop. I love their strawberry shortcake. We'll definitely be coming back here later. Here's my other favourite bakery, Bonjorbon. They've got some delicious things, including maple syrup melon pan, which is so good. There it is on the sign outside. It's the first week of March and looks like they've got some special items for cherry blossom season. Everything at Japanese bakeries is delicious. They don't always have the items you'd expect, so it's good to try some different things, and all the bread is so soft and fluffy. Here's one of the alleyways off the side of the Sun Mall. It's like a maze. If you go down there, there's a whole grid network of alleyways with lots of restaurants. And there up ahead is Nakano Broadway. This is yakiniku-like, which is supposed to be a yakiniku place that you can go to on your own if you want to. Each table has a little grill just for you, so you can order whatever you want, grill it on your own. Tasty, quick value. Here's some more sushi, and all the nigiri and rolls are displayed on this sign outside, so you can check what there is before going in. If you're planning a trip to Tokyo, I'm running a Kickstarter for a Japan trip planning deck that you can use to plan your itinerary. Each card has the important details on the back that you'll need when you're in Japan, like how to get there, so you can take it around with you in your pocket. The deck also includes food and day trips. Thank you to everyone who's backed the Kickstarter so far. It finishes on the 1st of November and I'll be sending them out in time for Christmas. They've got special vending machines just for Nakano Broadway, custom designed. Immediately as we come in the entrance, there's a shop with cosplay outfits, anime merch, figures, games, all sorts of things. You might think it looks a bit shabby when you first come in. This isn't a shiny or fancy looking mall at all, but there's lots of good stuff here. There's several floors to Nakano Broadway, and you might not realise at first, but the basement level has lots of food, including the famous rainbow ice creams that are really tall. So let's go and have a look at that first. I can smell all the food already. It really smells of curry. That's really nice actually. There's some sort of everyday looking grocery stores down here. A greengrocer with fruit and vegetables, but there are places where you can buy stuff to eat straight away as well. All strawberries. Oh, it's a whole supermarket, an aquarium shop. They're not for eating, they're Chinese. This place that they're restocking now has sushi bentos that are such a good price, you won't believe. 240 yen, 260 yen, onigiri for 80 yen, 250 for a tray of gyoza. Such good value. You had one of them once, didn't you, Phil?
Yes, and they're actually good quality for the products you've taken out. But no, they're good. And it's some of those rolls on there. So.
There's ice cream and crepes. This is where you get the famous rainbow ice cream. I don't know if I could eat that much. They do have smaller ones and lots of different flavours as well. Something that surprised me about this supermarket is some of these shops are on both sides of this walkway. So sometimes you have to pick something up from one side, then walk across the walkway and pay for it the other side. And I felt like I was stealing something, but because the culture's quite honest here, it works. Steamed buns. I didn't realise there was so much down here actually. These are all sushi rice balls, about 600 yen. These are all sashimi plates that are ready to eat, about 500 yen, 400, 500.
It's crazy cheap.
They look really fresh, don't they? The problem is knowing where to eat them because you can't eat walking along the street.
Yes.
But we've sat outside the station, there's some benches out there if it's not raining. There's lots more down there, but we have eaten already today, so we're going back up to look at the shops. This arcade's larger than it looks on the outside. Here's soft map.
That's a late 2020. These are second hand.
Ah, that's why they're cheap.
But remember, on stuff like this, you get 10% tax free.
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
spend more than 200,000.
Oh, they got the sign in the doorway there.
Yeah, the big expensive things, you have to watch how much you spend. Because if you've got over the threshold, you have to pay tax on all of it. And you get back, and it does get reported to customs automatically. But right now, because the yen's so cheap, the yen's such good value, at least for us in the UK, these things are much cheaper than you might expect.
The start of the shops at Nakano Broadway don't look that interesting, but if you're looking for anime merch and things, that's further on. There is a lot here, so don't be put off if you think the shops look boring at the start. There is one day a week where a lot of the shops here are closed. It's not a weekend day. Sundays aren't the same as they are in the West here, obviously. So check that before you go. Lots of stores are closed on Wednesdays. The opening hours vary for each shop, but on the whole it's about midday till 8 PM, so don't go in the morning. It's actually not that unusual for shops in Tokyo to open about 11 AM or so and then stay open later. This shop, Akashi no Machioka, has lots of sweets. It's good for finding Kit Kats, Kinoko no Yama, lots of Japanese sweets, chocolates and candies at pretty good prices. And we're going upstairs to the next floor to find all the interesting shops. Here's Mandarake. There are several Mandarake stores here. Their first ever store was right here in Nakano Broadway. It started in the 1980s selling second-hand manga. Since then it's branched out into all kinds of memorabilia, anime, games, cards and collectibles. Man is short for manga and darake means full of or lots of manga. In Nakano Broadway there are over 30 stores operated by Mandarake, each with a different niche. If you can see through the reflection, you can find all sorts of retro toys and collectibles and figures here. It's not just anime figures. And this shop is so packed and cramped. Look, there's so much to look through. It's not just this shop. There are many like this in Nakano Broadway. We just went in this bookshop, Haruya. I always used to go in there to get magazines when Akira magazine was still a print magazine and get my Gothic Lisa Bible. They do have lots of magazines and books. They've got anime art books, game art books, all sorts of catalogues and things that you can't easily get abroad. I saw a sign outside saying they have the Hello Kitty art collection book. So I picked that up, it looks really good. And Phil got some stuff too. These are guides, they're sort of collection guides which just list all the games and accessories and so forth for the platforms. I picked these up for a friend, but there's loads of game guides and things in there. Obviously going to struggle to read them because they're all in Japanese, but they're still pretty cool to look at. Yeah, they're still fun to look through. Good finds. How can we fit this in the suitcase? If you can't win things in claw machines, you can often find them in second-hand shops. They're between 700 and 2,500 yen. Is that cheaper than trying to get them from the claw machine? Possibly. And these are all gachapon that have been opened. There's so many. There are quite a few shops like this. You could spend so long looking through all these gachapon. These days there seem to be less of this sort of thing in Akihabara, but there's still lots in Nakano Broadway. They're slightly more expensive than buying them from gachapon machines, but if there's just one you need to complete the collection, you can find them. Nakano Broadway's a perfect place for a rainy day. You can zoom around in a few hours, or if you're really into hunting, you can spend the most part of a day here, or at least half a day. This whole case is all Persona stuff. These are Persona as well. And over here, wow. Here's another branch of Mandarake. Each of the Mandarakes in here, of which there are several, has a different theme. There's Mandarake Special next door, and it's also Mandarake behind me here. Here's Mandarake Special 9. Nakano Broadway, fun for everyone. Here's Mandarake Special 8. They've got all sorts of things. You never know what you'll find. Robot, I think that's in Akihabara as well, so it is a chain. I always think the prices are slightly lower in Nakano Broadway than Akihabara. Oh, is this shop You buy one of these fortunes from the gachapon machine, and then according to which rank it says on the paper is which prize you get from which shelf. All the shelves say rank S, A, B, C, D. That must be how it works. I'm not 100% sure on how this works. There's also an exchanger machine where it seems like you can maybe exchange multiple tickets for a better prize, but it seems like some sort of Ichiban Kuji system where you buy a ticket and get a mystery prize, but there's some level of choice involved. We're here on a Friday, early afternoon, and it's not busy at all. There were quite a lot of people downstairs on the first floor, but here there's lots of space to walk around. You don't see so many of these types of shops in Akihabara anymore. It's where people rent a glass cabinet and sell their collection. There used to be lots of them there, but now there aren't so many. Lots of Disney merch and collectibles here, a Haunted Mansion plaque, retro toys. If you're looking for something that's sold out or not in the shops anymore, or retro collectibles, this is the place to go hunting. It's just a load of wrestling masks. There really is all sorts of things here. For some reason there are also lots of watch and jewellery shops here. I don't know why. This is amazing. Phil's just looking at some headphones in a second-hand shop. We asked the staff if we could take a look at them, and he directed us to this table with 2 armchairs where we can sit and try them out. There's a basket for your stuff. It's really comfortable. In the UK they don't even let you try out new headphones, so this is amazing service. They even brought out a special connector so he could try them out with his phone on music that he knows. Such great service. We've just come down the stairs and realised we missed a floor on the escalator, so if you want to make sure you see everything, the stairs is the safest option. There's some model train shops on this floor, Sailor Moon cards. Oh, this is the Mandarake card shop. This is another one of those shops where people rent a cabinet to sell their second-hand stuff. But you can see it's all in excellent condition, and lots of them have boxes. People have obviously looked after their collections. This is a mixture of everything. You can tell from how quietly I'm talking that Nakano Broadway is a lot calmer than Akihabara, where it's busy and the stores are all blasting anime music. Here it's quieter with less of a hectic atmosphere. Mandarake Special 4.1 is for moe figures, cute figures. They've got some big boxes in the window here. You'd have trouble fitting them in your suitcase. This one specialises in model cars, tanks and planes. All sorts of models. Here's a floor plan for floor 2 to give you an idea of the size of each floor. And the mascot of Nakano Broadway. This is Rashin Bang, which is another shop you find in Akihabara. I think there's one in Ikebukuro as well. Some nice figures here, unopened. Here's a little shop with just gachapon and nothing else. This one's cool. It's mini penny pushers. You see these worms in the aquarium, and here they are in sushi rolls. Our fugu friends. These are cute. Sanrio character light bulbs. This was a really exciting shop before the larger gachapon stores opened. It seems small now compared to the ones in Ikebukuro and Harajuku. Lots of Hatsune Miku. Christmas Miku. You can get Christmas Miku 2021 and 2023. This is one of the alleyways down the side of the Sun Mall. This is what all the streets sort of look like here. There's more shops, restaurants. There's actually a few maid cafes around here too. Look at that muscly chicken. That's a cute sign for Kuroneko. It looks quite picturesque from this angle with all these old buildings. We could be in Kyoto. Would you go to Bar Spider? I think these alleys come alive more in the evening when the bars and restaurants open. There's lots of restaurants down here. There's a sign saying they've got an English menu at this one. A lot of these places might seem a bit intimidating to go in because it's not central Tokyo or a really, really touristy area, but there are English menus around and lots of the staff do speak a bit of English, enough to get by. We've got all these wires up above. This is a nice looking building too. And here's Sushi Zanmai, the sushi chain you see all around. They've got their menu outside as well. Chive buds. Just chives. And here's Cozy Corner. We're here for cakes. Look how cute this one is. There's some special Easter cakes on the top level. Oh, there is Mont Blanc. Or do I get my favourite strawberry shortcake? Oh, there's Sakura cake. Maybe I should get the special one. These cakes may look like a lot of cream and sugar, but they're actually really light and fluffy. Things in Japan are generally less sweet than the UK and definitely the USA. Here's our cakes. They packed them with ice packs to keep them fresh. but we're going to eat them straight away. We've got our treats, so it's time to go. But I wouldn't leave you without showing you the cakes. First, we took the train to Harajuku, which you can see in my previous video. Here's our cakes from Cozy Corner. They've packed them with an ice pack to keep them fresh. And she asked if I wanted spoons or forks. There they are. We come to eat them in Yoyogi Park. Quite cold here though, actually, at the minute. Here's my Sakura Mont Blanc. I was trying to decide whether to get the Mont Blanc or the Sakura cake, which is a special seasonal one. And then I saw there's a Sakura Mont Blanc. Perfect. This is a cake of many layers. We've got some cream and maybe a salted cherry blossom on top. We've got the Sakura mousse that's piped on. There's some bright green matcha mousse. There's red bean paste and pink Sakura cake. Delicious.